Welcome to Who Put This On, Season 10, Episode 7, where we watch Neighbors on HBO Max, Season 1, Episode 1. And if some psycho comes out and shoots me, it's my time. I'm Chris Lorenz.
I never said I'd shoot your wife. This is Brian.
Oh my god, my entire planet is run by a satanic cult. This is Max.
Those are all quotes from this week's show. But last week's show, we watched Neighborhood Watch, not to be confused with Neighbors. And you guys didn't vote. You guys suck. So
You guys voted this a not a number show.
yeah. What I could say about it is I've watched 5 of the episodes and I still like it. And I know you guys don't like it, but I liked it. So suck it.
Chris, I'll never look at you the same.
To be fair, I've been sick for the last 2.5 weeks. So, that might be impairing my judgment a little bit.
Yeah, if you watched 5 episodes of that show, you're a sick fuck.
Brian, what show do we watch this week?
This week we watched Neighbors on HBO Max, where we examine stories of absurd, outrageous, and dramatic real-life residential conflicts from a wide range of larger-than-life characters across the United States. That is Neighbors on HBO Max.
This is not the only show called Neighbors, so it's very confusing when you try to search for this show.
There's also the movie Neighbors.
Yeah, there's a lot of things called Neighbors. Terrible name for this show. But Max, what do you think of the show Neighbors? Like, what's your thoughts?
Well, so I was the one who brought this to the pod, and I do have to apologize. This is more documentary than reality, but we've discussed the line is pretty thin. I thought the show was very entertaining to watch. They have a real eye for finding characters, I felt, and just letting them do their thing. They don't even have to construct a situation, these characters they find, these neighbors, they've already constructed a nightmare of their own creation.
Yeah. Brian, what are your thoughts on this show?
I'm going to disagree with Max on the documentary premise. Like, I know that it is like just telling this like story, but at the same time, like it is shot with a reality show lens. It totally works as a reality show, especially with all the drama that is not even artificially brought in. Like, it's just these people are nuts. So I was a fan of it.
So my thoughts on the show are it's entertaining, but I feel like I'm interested in these two. We see 2 stories. We'll talk about them, but I don't think it works super well because they don't set the stage very well. It's very much like you get thrown halfway in, and I don't understand what the real problem is between these people, which I think we'll get into. But I am interested. They are definitely intriguing people and intriguing problems that they're running into. And they're great characters, to what Max says. So, like, I don't know. I'm like half compelled at this point. So let's get into it. So this show is about 2 neighbors they're disputing. So let's talk about our first, I guess, I was going to say couple, but our first neighbors. We've got Seth and Josh. So we've got Josh, Al's Paul, and they own a house somewhere in the middle of nowhere. I don't know where it is.
I don't want to know either.
Pretty much. And then we've got Seth Collins. So Seth, help me understand and help the audience. So Seth has horses. And Josh doesn't want the horses on his property.
So he understandably sets up a fence.
He sets up a fence.
And a gate.
Okay. But then that's one of the issues. Then the other issue is that it seems that Josh has put a gate on his section of the road. And Seth wants access to that road. seems very reasonable,
Yeah,
and Josh doesn't want him to have access to that road.
Well, it's
I ju-
like it's difficult because if you have like a fence and there's a break in the fence, then all of a sudden that's no longer the best fence. So the road would just be like access to his property.
I see. I didn't get that from the show. Like, I'm just trying to like take a step back. This is what I feel that the show's main problem is Josh doesn't sit down and say, okay, our problem is I don't want the horses on our property, and if I have the gate open, the horses get in.
I think this would have made a lot more sense if they had like a diagram for us of the property issue. But ultimately, it. I do wish they explained it a little more, but ultimately, it's more about the zany characters than it is the actual issue.
Oh yeah, and they
I,
found
I
some.
I did
But
find
to me, I want to know what the issue is so I can be on somebody's side. Like, I don't know whose side I should be on. Like, I think Seth is the bane of humanity and should be kicked off of it. He should be in the middle of nowhere, and he's fine. I don't want him anywhere near me. Great. But like, I feel like I'm on Seth's side here. And that really infuriates me.
Yeah,
I feel like Josh, he doesn't have horses. Why the fuck? Just let the horses on your property. Who cares? What's the big deal?
he's like, oh, they'll eat my hay. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't want my neighbor's animals pooping all over my property either. Um, I found a post on r/HBO where somebody says, I looked up the GIS parcel info and Josh does own the road. He can put up a gate. Seth isn't landlocked on his parcel, so it'd be extremely difficult to argue to a civil judgment court that he needs to use that road as an easement of necessity. What I get from
ooh,
this, what I my read on this is Seth has other ways to get from his property to other public lands that do not include going through Josh's property, so he's fine.
yeah, that makes total sense, and that also makes sense for like why you can actually own the road because that should just be some utility of this of the area that they live in.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm not saying like I'm just from my perspective of the show, it seems like I'm on Seth's side. But maybe if they explained it properly, I wouldn't be on Seth's side. And like you're clearly on Josh's side, then like how do you pick and choose? Like they're trying to play both sides. I think is the problem with this show. Is they're not trying to give you who's right and who's wrong in like a way, and then it just becomes confusing because I don't know what the real problem is.
It's I agree. They could have done a much better job of setting up what is this tension between the two. But also, I think it's so funny because the two of them kind of have a lot in common. They're both like D&D freaks. They probably both do meth, you know? No, I'm kidding.
Well, yeah, you have that much land. You have
One of
enough.
them seems to.
They both live in the middle of fucking nowhere, Montana.
Like it's a certain type of person that would want to live in the middle of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
And like they're not that far apart from each other, I feel. And they should be friends.
It should at least be like cordial because like you're near one another, and it's like, oh yeah, my horse got away. Let me help you. Like there should be a little bit of camaraderie there.
Well, it seems like they're trying to be cordial, but
Yeah.
Seth comes in and like complains to Josh, be like, "You can't run my horses. You can't like spook my horses with your damn four wheelers." And Josh is like, "Well, get them out of my property." And Seth's like, "Why can't they be on your property?" And Josh is like, "Well, they're eating my hay. What's your hay for? I don't know what he's got hay for. I don't know what. At least he's got a farm. Like I don't know."
Yeah, wait, why would you have any hay if you didn't also have horses? Hay famously is
I don't know.
more.
I don't know what's going on there to know what's going like to know what this real argument is about.
Yeah. But yeah, there are moments of cordiality where one group of them gallops over on horseback and says, "Hey, we found one of your things on our field," and he's like, "Oh, thank you." You know, it's a functional neighborly hatred. I don't know. It's entertaining to see on screen. I thought.
All right. Since you're talking about the characters, let's talk about these people. So we've got Josh. He he is a bearded bard. He was in a YouTube video that he like is really proud of that had
He
four
has
and a half
like
million
2
views.
million TikTok followers. I'm pretty sure I've seen this guy before.
Yeah. So he's a TikTok YouTuber and a blacksmith. And he is he has a wife and kids. 3 kids, I think. And the wife's name is Brittany. And like he plays D&D. He's fat. I'm fat. Fight me, whatever. I said it. And like he seems like a pretty happy guy. Like he seems kind of normal. Like for somebody that moved out to the middle of nowhere, he seems pretty normal.
Yeah, yeah, I buy
Uh,
that.
Yeah, he
he
just wants a
apparent
bunch of room to do stuff.
and like the show found him because Josh, he's got 2 million followers, or whatever, on TikTok. He blew up this like the thing on TikTok, I guess, like this neighbor dispute.
Yeah.
So we got Seth. Um, Seth is, I don't know. It's hard to describe this guy, but he's got the "Don't tread on me" flag.
Oh,
He's like looking up research on the dark net. Like he's like
hardcore prepper QAnon vibes.
I
He
can't do these people. Like
he is too far in the conspiracy theory stuff, and the way that the show presented it was even more batshit insane. Like that
Uh,
trippy section with just like all the different things. I was just like, why are you doing this? You can just say the stuff.
did you guys notice his incisors? He has like
yeah,
Yeah.
is
vampire
he like
teeth.
a
It's
vampire?
crazy. But
Like
no, he's the one who's like, "Oh, the world is run by a satanic blood sucking cult." No, that's you, bro.
it's
I know. Like I just don't like. It's not. It's just not like. It is now, maybe because you voted those fuckers in, but like it wasn't.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Him,
how do you do research online? Like, what is your research showing you?
4chan.org, baby.
Yeah.
he's got huge monitors so that he can like get all the web pages up at once.
Yeah, okay. This guy, imagine a computer desk, imagine a keyboard, and then imagine like a 55-inch screen directly in front of him. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He also is building a bunker somewhere. And
It's
the fact that he like is a normal human being, he also said, like, yeah, if something's going down, I guess I'll let Josh in because I'm trying to save people. It's
Yeah,
like
he
that's a
was kind of
normal
nice
human
about
response.
that.
Like, oh,
yeah.
like, yeah, way to go. So it's like, yeah. But like you're crazy. You're crazy. Like the internet is not all truth. Okay? You can't just do research on the internet. It just doesn't work.
The internet is always right, Chris. Don't tread on me.
They did he did have a Punisher shirt at some point. So I don't know. He probably got
I
a lot of guns in that
I
house.
noted that too. Like this is all very classic. Just and also a shirt that said the United States of America, love it or leave it.
Yeah. I mean, we know what political spectrum he's on. Both of these people are probably on the same political spectrum. So they could talk about all their conspiracy theories all they want. Like these people should be best friends. I don't understand.
Josh does not
It
seem like
just
that guy for this conspiracy theories. He
I
just
don't
wants to
know.
make his hatchets and just chill.
I don't know. He seems like he's kind of his wife. I think stresses him out, and like his wife wants him to make $1 million, and like he can only make. He's selling knives for $175. That's pretty good.
It's
Like
pretty good.
Yep.
that should be enough to live in the middle of nowhere and raise your horses or whatever the fuck he's got going on his farm. I don't know. Does he have a farm? I don't know. Show doesn't really say. But Seth, on the other hand, don't know what he does. He must do something with horses. That's all I know.
He just wants to do his Doomer Prepper stuff and everybody leave him alone.
It is interesting that Josh is always wearing a like body cam in the show. Like when he's outside, he's always has his body cam on, and he's got like videos at his gate all the time.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
if you had a annoying neighbor, I would probably get an S Cam too. Neighborhood watch tie-in.
But that is such an insane amount of camera coverage. Like
No,
you couldn't.
totally.
Oh. But yeah, I could definitely see that stuff coming on that show, though.
Yeah. And then, so like, I don't know if there's much more to say about well, one thing I forgot to mention is that Seth's wife has the craziest, like piercings. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
She's got
I'm
like
not.
3 piercings in her chin, some piercings on her eyebrow, like just like things you would not expect to see in the middle of nowhere, realistically.
Yeah, that seems like very much like city life, and then like you're just brought out here to just live goth life, solo goth life.
Yeah, I don't know. The other crazy thing that happened in this episode is that Seth said they moved out there because he researched, and every 20 years after a millennium or something, there's a new plague. So we got to get out of the city.
Yes, his claim is 1920, 1820, and then in the future, in 2020, there's going to be a pandemic. No, you did not do that research and decide, oh, we got to get out. You've made this little story for yourself in your head. The Spanish flu was roughly 1920, but I think it was like 1918. I don't fucking know.
Definitely not 1920. It was
You can
definitely
find, you can do enough quote unquote air quote research and find, data points that will fit the story you've already come up with.
no. Yeah, I'm just saying that if somebody told me that, I'm just like, all right, see you later. I'm just walking away. Like absolutely not. That's just not how that works. And same thing with somebody says to me that they believe in Sasquatch. I'm just like, that's a deal breaker. Immediate ick. I'm out. But yeah, I mean, I've just go ahead.
I figured out what happened with Noah. We totally agreed last week to do it on Thursday, and we all forgot.
What?
Yeah. Oops.
So we just keep going. Is that our? I guess we're 20 minutes in.
Yeah, we're doing this. Sorry, Noah.
Sorry, Noah. My bad. All right. Any other minutia to talk about these two guys? Do we think that like? I guess the other thing they're doing is they're going to mediation about this road thing. I guess
We gotta talk about this mediator.
This dude is useless.
This guy,
Fucking useless.
he rolls in on a sick bike, and he says like, "Yeah, I'm RJ something. This is my first time mediating." He rolls up. He does nothing. He just sits there.
He didn't do shit. Like, what are you gonna do? You gotta help this. Like, the one to actually try to bridge the gap was Seth, and that was the mediator's one job.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I got a good handle on what this mediation session actually was. It definitely just broke down into people arguing about what they've argued about the whole show, which I don't know what they're arguing about because they didn't explain it. So like I was kind of checked out at this mediation session.
I mean, I think well, the second story like kind of made me tune in a little bit more to this, but yeah, like it. I mean, ultimately, like it didn't result in anything fruitful. It was just them fighting about this stuff and like not wanting to give up anything. And then all the internet shit talking came to bite them in the ass.
Yeah.
Did we even talk about that yet?
We didn't talk about the internet because he's got the TikTok followers, right? And they, you
Yeah.
know, and people
But
commented about their neighborhood fight.
yeah, like
Very going to be
Josh,
very
like
one sided, right?
yeah, Josh like basically sicked his followers on Seth, and then Seth was like making comments online just as himself, basically. So it was just weird internet shit talk.
Yeah. Do you think that there's actually going to be a resolution to this? Like, is Josh gonna be like, okay, you can have access to my road, or like, no, you don't have access to my road, and then there's no friendship future like between these two.
Are you saying
I don't think
is
so.
this going to happen within the confines of the show or ever in real life?
Yeah,
The first one.
like, is there going to be a resolution to this thing?
Oh,
And
Chris,
is it going to be a way where they can be friends or not friends?
my understanding of the show is it's different stuff every week. That's all you'll ever see of Seth and the bearded bard.
Really?
I believe so.
Wow.
Like their story isn't that much more interesting beyond solving it or not solving it. They're going to move on to another stupid little thing.
You think so?
Uh,
I
I,
Mhm.
gotta
I
look this up. I gotta know.
I think I saw the description of episode 2 and yeah, it wasn't them. Maybe like
Yep.
they returned to
Unle-
them, but
They could do something at the end of this season where it's like, yeah, recap like everybody and it's like output the results.
where are
But
they
yeah, like they
now?
didn't.
Oh, crazy! You
Yeah,
are right. I thought this was going to be like each episode we're going to each introduce another one and then talk about the other ones that we've already talked about. It's very unsatisfying. I know. Yeah, that definitely. I don't know. I don't know what that makes me feel about the show. That's kind of a downer.
I'm kind of
well,
into it. Like I was kind of bored of their tiff. I wouldn't say I was bored, but I was like, I don't know how much more they can wring out of this towel. So I'm down for a new stupid set of people every week.
each week a new one.
One each week, a new one. Two each week, because every episode is two kerfuffles.
All right, let's talk about second kerfuffle. So we've got Santa Rosa Beach. You've got Sarah Day, I think is her last name, versus
Mhm.
private beach owners, I guess.
Yeah,
Uh,
like everybody.
so like this is also, I feel like this whole show, I still have the same problem. Okay, so what I understand the problem is that there's private properties on the beach, and they own the beach and Santa Rosa, which depending on what state you're in, beaches can be private or not private. In California, like all beaches are public no matter what, whereas like some places they can be private. So they can be private here. So, but there's like an easement area that is public. It seems like between houses
Yeah, there was
is
a
public.
very skinny, like maybe 50, 100 feet wide or less beach. And the the private property owners have like they've hired like a bouncer basically to be like to make sure everybody gets pushed into the very skinny beach section is my understanding.
But there's also this thing about it only up to the water line. So, like, if it's low tide, can you be out in the water?
Yeah.
This is what
Like
I think
I
is confusing people.
I understand the x-axis here. I don't understand the y-axis situation.
Yeah, because like that makes it very seemingly easy. Just go up, put some fucking signs up, be like, "This is public, this is private. You can be here, you can't be here." Great, end of story. Don't understand what the fight is, but they hired this guy Brent. He's a property manager, apparently, and he goes around and records people and tells people they are on private property and they need to leave. And like that's his job.
Yeah, and he's a mall cop about it. He sucks.
Yeah.
I'd rather have Paul Blart.
Yeah, people like Sarah and the Shoreline Defender are taking action. They're fighting back.
Yeah. So Sarah and Shoreline Defender, they made an app, the Shoreline Defender app, that tells you what is public and what's not public. And I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. Is this app helping? Is it not helping this situation at all?
It's kind of
It
like
is this.
based off your GPS, it'll tell you if you're within bounds or not.
Which could also be handled by like ropes / a sign or something.
But then there's also like a thing in the app where it's like the water line and like I don't know. Every screenshot of the app is like of the water line, and I'm like, what is this water line? I need to know. They mention it.
Yeah.
I want to know. I should download the app. Check it out.
Chris, I've found a news article that I'll post in our Slack channel. So and you at home can Google new Shoreline Defender app helps beachgoers draw a legal line in the sand in Walton County to find this news article explaining what's going on.
Interesting. So it actually helped. I mean, I figured it was going to have the same problems that they were quote unquote describing. That, yeah, the GPS is just not entirely accurate. Like, you needed to just be like, it's just like very small part of it. Like, you needed to be very accurate.
Okay, so here it is. There are miles of privately owned shoreline, but in the state of Florida, any sand seaward of the mean high water line is reserved for public recreation. So, how do you find the mean high water line? With no physical line in the sand, locals and tourists alike are left wondering where it begins. So, this app helps you find the mean high water line, which lets you use the public part of the beach. Which that's all the show needed to do to me. That's all. Like that sentence in the show would make the show way better. It really would.
Give me a little diagram. Yeah. That's all I want. I want a little
There
diagram.
is a diagram. They show the diagram, but they never explain it. And I'm so confused. I'm like, what is this? What was going on? What does this app actually do?
Yeah. Now it makes a lot more sense and is way more useful.
Yeah. So that's the thing. That's what's going on. Sarah and this Shoreline Defender, which we've got to get into him, are trying to let people know that it is public. This part where what's public, what's not public, and Brent and these private beach owners don't want this information out there. They just want to kick people off their private beaches because the public sucks.
Yeah, that's totally understandable. If people are taking a shit like underneath like patios and like stealing lawn chairs, like that's totally within reason to like want to stop.
I mean, like one time in 20 years, somebody took a shit, and now it's like the story.
Yeah, this is not happening that often, Brian.
I don't think it is, but I would also say that like
side?
I'm on the side that like, yeah, nobody should really like have to worry about their ship being stolen, and that's probably the thing that happens more often is, oh,
Mm.
here's this launch here. Let me go like pull it up for a little bit. I'll return it later, and then don't.
Yeah. So we meet the shoreline defender, which we have to talk about this guy. He wears a
Oh,
mask, and it's like a really creepy Patrick Stewart mask from TNG, it
Yeah,
seems. That's like semi real, semi not, and it's fucking creepy. Do not wear
it's
this mask around me.
he wears like gloves and stuff, and he just like meets up with Sarah Day at a mall to talk about stuff, but he's in this like creepy skin mask. It's crazy. And they're just like talking about like, doing public good. It's so funny to me.
It's insanity. Insanity. And like, oh, crazy. Best one of the best parts of the show, probably.
There's
it,
a bunch of other sorry, go ahead, Brian.
it's it's amazing that like he feels the need to like hide his identity this much, and that nobody can really figure it out. Like, oh, who is this dude who's like Mister? Like his profile picture on Facebook was Aquaman. Like, why do you need to go to these lengths?
Whoever was researching this show and found this guy, my hat goes off to you.
Some other important people in this like tiff is Eric Wilhelm and Brian Luttrell. I think Eric Wilhelm is the guy we meet. So Eric and Sarah, like they have a meet for this show where clearly it just doesn't go well because Eric's like, stop telling people. And Sarah's like, I'm going to tell people. And Sarah's like, don't talk over me. And Eric's like, I'm trying to have a constructive conversation. And whatever, it doesn't work. As expected, because they're on opposite sides of this fight that's really, I don't know, there's really no compromise here, right?
It's super petty, and like nobody's like everybody just kind of being an asshole in this whole thing. Like, and
How is Sarah
dude
being
is,
petty?
I,
She is
well,
by far the
she's
most level-headed person we've seen.
okay. She is level headed. I'm not going to lie about that, but she was kind of like just bringing up like all these like other things when it's like, okay, you're trying to discuss like the usage, and that just kind of derailed and like started like attacking it. You just need to like talk about like the issue at hand, and like I have the same problem with like the other dudes too. Like, don't call out the stupid like internet name calling, whatever. Just put that shit to the side and actually figure out the issue at hand. It doesn't do anything.
Oh yeah, these people are insane.
Yeah, like so much name calling is stupid, and then just like, well, here we are to talk about it, bring it up again. No, you're never going to
To be
resolve anything.
fair, I don't think any of these people would have met if it wasn't for the show.
Yeah, probably not. I mean,
Like
what
I
else
don't
are
know
the
what's
lawyer and media are going to do?
Yeah.
I don't know if this Sarah like what is Sarah's goal in talking to this guy? Sarah's goal is to get this asshole Brent from harassing her and harassing people, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what either of them had to gain from meeting each other. I mean, maybe she would be like, "Oh, maybe you can open it to the public on Tuesdays and Wednesdays or some shit." I don't know. Not that anybody would ever go for that, but maybe it was just like, "Let's get into the room and see if we can find some common ground."
Yeah, I didn't really expect them to like even like talk about like opening it up because yeah, if you can actually own it, it makes sense to like do that stuff. But I was happy that like it initially seemed like that was on the table.
Like, I feel like the conversation could be like Sarah's goal is to be like, hey, I'm trying to educate people. Can we put up signs? Can we get Brent to be like, hey, you have to move your stuff up here or you're not allowed back here? Instead, Brent's just like, fucking move. I'm gonna call the cops on you. Get out of here, whatever. Not like being like, hey, this is where you gotta go. At least that's what we see. I don't really know what he's doing. I don't know. But we do know is that Brent is a unique human being in terms of he loves his job, and his job is protecting private property, as he said. He loves protecting private property rights.
Yeah. Uh,
I can't
what a thing to be passionate about.
Right?
do something else.
Like I mean that's not worse than what's that guy's name? Seth, but like dude, like come on. Like it's one thing to protect a house and like, your farm or whatever. But like protecting your 30-acre woods or like protecting a beach that other countries in the world have said beaches are public because it's a public good. And you're like, no, it's not a public good. It's private. It's for people like Brian and Luttrell, which is he's some sort of famous person. Let's see. I think he's part of a boy band.
Yes,
Oh
he's a
yeah,
Backstreet Boy.
Backstreet
Backstreet
Boys.
Boys. Backstreet Boys. So like I'm protecting this is like millionaire Backstreet Boy, former Backstreet Boy. It's like okay, like
Good for
great.
you, I
You
guess.
you can vote for Donald Trump and lower his taxes for him, I guess. I don't know.
Let's see. Anything else? Oh, there's the First Amendment auditor.
Oh, yeah, this guy was an asshole.
Yeah, this guy didn't.
Oh God.
This guy didn't bring that much to the show, but he's a character in his own right. This is one of these like agitators who just like goes up to people with cameras and is like, "Oh, I'm filming you. Oh, are you going to do anything about it?" And if a cop tries to like take his phone away from him or something, they're like, "Oh my god, you're violating my First Amendment rights." Da, 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 da. Yeah, and he just goes to show off the beach, and this is bad news for everybody. Obviously, you have this annoying guy on the beach for the private beach owners. You have this guy is like theoretically on the side of Sarah Day, but she's like, we don't need agitators. We don't need people inciting. We just need to get information out there.
Yeah, for sure. And like he's just like I don't think he was well informed, it seemed either. Like he might not have been in the public spot when he was doing that
Yeah.
when the cops came. So like he was in the wrong, like 100% kind of in a way, and I don't know. There was also this, I don't know whose decision this was, but it really annoyed me. They had this weird like 360-degree like camera view, 360, but like made 2D, and it was like the argument was
Uh,
going back and forth from different perspectives in this 360. Like I'm just like, oh, this is distracting and not great.
so, Brian, Chris, let me pause you. Brian sent a Slack message. Can we pause? I can't unmute or anything. May need to reload. So maybe we hit that pause.
If I hit pause, I didn't understand what the point was. It was very distracting to me.
Um, I think it elevated the zaniness of the situation. I've totally seen these on like snowboarding videos, kind of, where usually like it's taking like a 360 view, and usually you just take a small cut of that and like lay it out in a way that makes human visual sense. This needs to be seen to be believed. It's really odd cinematography.
I think the person who did the whole conspiracy theory thing also just went ham on this freaking camera because it is just, why would you just roll it like this the entire time? It was so nauseating.
I know. I didn't like it.
But I get why he has that camera because then you can immediately see, oh, somebody's doing something to me. I got it on camera.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I understand having a 360-degree camera. That makes sense. You see everything. But like the like weird overlay thing in this, like in this documentary. Like, I don't know, it just didn't work. Didn't work for me.
Yeah, no.
Um,
But also, he did absolutely nothing constructive. Just agitated a bunch of people.
yeah, he's looking for trouble. He's a troublemaker. That's all the minutia I have for this show.
Same. It was a tight 30.
All right. Who's the worst human being?
Ooh, now we got some
Wow.
contenders.
We got some real contenders here.
I want to say Seth because the world I live in.
Okay.
Not because
okay.
of the show, but like the world I live in is highly impacted by these people.
A, yes. B, here's the thing. Seth to me strikes me as a misguided sweetie. Do you know what I mean? He's not actively like getting in people's faces or anything. He doesn't know any better than to vote for Donald Trump. Meanwhile, like I think these Florida rich fuckers who just want to lord over their private beach, I don't like these guys at all.
Yeah, I would
They
also
don't
vote
have
for.
empathy in their hearts.
I would also vote for somebody in that scenario, but I think it's going to be the asshole dude with the 360 cam because he's literally just starting trouble for no apparent reason for his own joy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good argument.
Yeah, he's
I'm not
definitely
going
the
to
most
concede it
annoying.
to you. You can choose that, but Seth is mine.
Max, you got to break it to tie.
I'll go with your First Amendment guy, First
Yes.
Amendment auditor. He's just unbearable to watch.
Do you think that the documentary like called that guy and was like, "Hey, I need you to come out and like do this. This is perfect for you."
I don't know, maybe.
Quite possibly. Like, they did go pretty ham in the marketing for this app. But yeah, I can easily see that being like a producer moment of, hey, let's turn this into a reality show fight.
All right, Brian, what speed did Max watch this show at?
I know the real answer, but I'll go with 1.25. I think it could be like sped up a little bit, and then it's like tight 20.
Tight 20. Yeah, I mean, I feel like he watched it at 1x.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, so I'll do 1x.
It was a 1xer.
Boring. You're not supposed to do that.
Sorry. Yeah.
It's hard to take notes at that speed.
Anyway. It's true. It's impressive sometimes, I think, when you're at 4x. Drinking rules for this show. Anytime somebody has a tattoo or piercing, take a drink.
When somebody brings in the mediator or like a lawyer or like somebody to help smooth things over, just finish your drink because you know you're going to need a new one for whatever happens next.
Anytime they bring on a new person and within 5 seconds you're like, oh, this guy's a character, take a drink.
Anytime there's just like they just start yelling at each other without any preamble. It's just like they have one sentence, two sentences, and then they just start yelling at each other.
Yeah,
take a drink.
That's hard mode. I was thinking like initially doing like just arguments, like anytime an argument like starts or something like that. But yeah, you're gonna get a lot of yelling no matter what.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. Would this be better as a Quibi or TikTok?
I think you can cut out some of it by just like putting the drama parts on TikTok. Yeah, maybe it could be a little bit better, but it's also just a tight 30. It's fine as it is.
It sounds like for Seth and Bearded Bard, it already is a TikTok series.
Yeah.
It's true. I think the one thing that would really help this show by it being a TikTok would be like you got to catch my attention, explain what's going on, and not just like by the virtue of it being on TV. Like you don't, it doesn't have to catch your attention right away. Is my main problem with the show. Well, my main I've gone off my main problem. We know what the main problem is. I don't know. I don't think it'd be better as a TikTok, but I think that it would behoove the people that made this documentary to make a better show. I don't know. Anyway, ratings, right?
Yeah.
I didn't skip anything, did I? So we do a stack ranking system between top, middle, and bottom third, and we compare these to other reality shows. So we have a top bucket, a middle bucket, and a bottom bucket. And some people have buckets in their buckets. Max, what do you got?
This, I think it's a bottom of the top for me. I thought it was very interesting and different. Uh, but I wasn't necessarily in love with this episode, but I like the general idea. Yeah, but this felt like a top third show to me.
Brian, what do you got for me?
I'm also going to put in the same spot. Bottom of the top. I think that as far as like the drama in here goes, like it's really like condensed up nicely. I don't need to worry about anything, and I will see like, oh, I will never see how it unfolds because every episode is a new one. So I can just wonder or go find them on social media to see what's going on. And clearly, like people are reporting on this stuff, so there'll be information out there.
I'm gonna go with a middle third show. I think it's almost close to a bottom third show, just because I'm more confused while watching the show than I am like I'm just questioning everything that's going on instead of like a proper documentary that would explain the situation. Like I feel like I'm just disappointed in this show. Like I think the potential is really high. I think the characters are great, the conflicts are great, but explain the conflict. Like what is wrong with you? Like how do you have this show and not explain what's going on? And that just like it befuddles me. I don't understand what's going on. Maybe other episodes are better, but like I don't know.
Also,
that's fair.
I'm intrigued to see if
I have a rating from
go ahead.
Noah. Noah says solid middle. It's not a wait. Okay, this is his text verbatim. Solid middle. It's not a solid middle show, but the concept is super fun, and I think they have some really interesting story happening. But I think the way it's edited and put together is quite terrible, so it evens out to a solid middle. There you have it.
On the same page.
What I will say is I've seen more than a few posts saying that episode 2 is crazy. I might need to pop it on in the next day or two.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be interested to see if like I feel like the concept is good. I feel like a documentary about a crazy situation can be interesting. 15 minutes on a crazy situation. I'm about it. Let's do it. Let's figure it out. And that's what these are. It's 15-minute documentaries about, a random argument between neighbors or whatever about terrible neighbors. Everyone loves a neighborhood story. Everyone loves to like think about like what their neighbor's going to be and what they don't want their neighbors to be and like thank they're not in that neighbor situation, right? So like I think there's a lot to like, live vicariously through people and not vicariously and like see the grass is not greener on the other side or whatever. So like the potential is high. I'm just disappointed in the execution. That's all. Tell us what you thought about this show on Twitter at Who Put This On. We'll have a poll up. And you can tell us on YouTube and Facebook and all the socials who put this on. Brian, you have any shout outs this week?
funny enough, I started listening to this podcast that's also about kind of judging, but in a humorous way. Judge John Hodgman. So they just take like silly like stuff. Like the one I was listening to was um, somebody's girlfriend said that they lived in 11 states. The boyfriend said they only lived in 9, and they debate that on the podcast. And that's when I learned that like Pennsylvania is technically not a state; it's a commonwealth, but it is treated like a state.
Yeah, it's not the United
Right.
Commonwealths.
I don't. Yeah. All right. What's the name of the podcast again?
Judge John. I know it's Judge John Hodgman. I don't remember the exact podcast name. I think it's just Judge John Hodgman. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Max, any shout outs this week?
You know, I feel like I had one and I cannot remember what it is for the life of me. So, yeah, whatever.
I'm going to shout out Night of the Seven Kingdoms. That season wrapped up. It was good. It's a good show. Tight 6. I liked it. It was memorable. It was good. I do like wonder because there's a kid in the show and they're gonna have more seasons. It's like, okay, the kid's gonna age, or are they gonna age in real life? Like the age in the show, how that's gonna work out. And I just feel like we were at a time when we were growing up, shows had 20 some episodes. Too many episodes. Too much
many.
content. Too many episodes. Then you get down to 13 at some point. That's a sweet number. That's a good number. I like 13. You tell a pretty good story. You could have some like one-offs, like, about a fly and in like your lab or whatever. And it's like telling a compelling story about the characters, let the characters breathe a little bit. But okay, you can get rid of those. You get to 10 episodes, you're like, oh, I don't know. You're losing a lot of that like character building. We're down to 6. Like, what kind of story are we telling in 6 episodes? Like, and then we gotta wait 2 years for another one. Like the real waiting, I think, is the real problem. If you give me 6 episodes every year, okay, I could take that. I'd rather have 10 every year, but 10 every 2 years, that's too long. I'm not gonna rewatch your like. If you're a 5 out of 5 show, you're a top show. You're Severance, you're Game of Thrones, you're whatever. Okay. 2 years, I'll catch myself back up to where we were and remember what's going on. But if you're not a 5 out of 5 show, what am I going to do? Like, I'm not going to watch your show again.
I think one counterpoint is that a lot of the shows that like you're loving like right now are like very like full fleshed out shows that like the 26 episode things of the past were mostly like sitcoms, and like other simple stuff where it's just like, okay, yeah, the writers like they'll do all the stuff and then go create a cheap show.
I mean, that's not entirely true.
It's not entirely
Star
true.
Trek, you got Battlestar, you got Lost. Like there's examples of shows that had 20 episodes that were not a sitcom. They weren't CSI. Like, I agree with you. They're mostly like they could be procedural, weekly formats. I get it.
I did forget about
But
Lost,
again,
admittedly. But I would also put Star Trek in the same boat. Just same generic storylines and then go for it.
Game of Thrones, 10 episodes every year. Perfect. That's all I need.
That is true.
I feel like 2 years is too long.
That's the real problem, is just the wait in between. Just like you lose traction then.
I can't believe The Pit released season 1 and then season 2 like 9 months apart. What a blessing.
Oh, it's nuts. It's nuts. It's crazy.
What a world.
Just like, imagine the next season of Alien Earth comes out in like 2 years and you're like, that mediocre Alien Earth show, they gave another season. It's like, you're not going to remember what the fuck happened in that show.
It was pretty mediocre, right?
That's what I said.
Yeah,
it's a mediocre show. It's just like, like Game of Thrones comes out 2 years ago, like, oh, what's gonna happen with the Baratheons and all this stuff? Like, great, but what happened with the dude who was like he wanted to leave with his brother and his sister, but his sister's now not his sister. He's a robot. Like, I don't know. Like, I could barely remember at the end of this season what happened, what those people are, let alone 6 months later. I don't know. I don't know what we're talking about. I don't know why we got into this topic. All right. Give us a question. All right, next week. Next week we do have what we're going to watch next week.
Whoa. Battle of Fates?
Battle of Fates. It's on Hulu, season 1, episode 1. I think Max is really going to love this. It's about fate readers and the battle of fate readers.
Okay.
So get your signs out, get your Libras, get your Virgos.
I'm predicting a 1.5xer.
Get your predictions in for Max's speed now. And give us questions and suggestions at hoopithason@gmail.com. You can find us at hoopithason on the socials. And we'll see you guys next time.